Alright then, ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to Crypto Space, everybody. So in today's video we are going to cover Kaspa, its recent price action, of course, and on top of that we are going to cover a couple of interesting charts for altcoins and BTC as well. Guys, if you are new to the channel, please consider subscribing, and a quick disclaimer that this video is not financial advice. And now let's hop into Kaspa itself. So Kaspa is currently trading at 16 cents. The volume is currently sitting at 64.6 million USD, and market cap is sitting at a little bit over 4 billion USD. We are sitting at 25 in terms of ranking at the market cap, and the current reward is sitting at 104 Kaspa. The next reward is going to be 98 Kaspa. We are sitting at 83% mined, and the hash rate is sitting at 320 per hash per second. All-time highs for hash rate is sitting at 342 per hash per second. Quick update for holders holding over 10,000 Kaspa. So last 24 hours, that was 12th of June, we're sitting at 76,750, and today we are sitting at 76,940, which gives us a difference of 190 new holders in the last 48 hours. And now if it comes to 100k, we are sitting on 50 new holders. Now guys, let's finally have a look at the chart. So first things first, that is a small time frame, that is 2-hourly time frame for a Kaspa. So now referring and coming back to that handle that, you know, obviously belongs to that cap and handle pattern, we broke above properly, we have retested, and now we saw a significant push towards the upside, which is around actually 10%, so not that bad at all. Now obviously we are pulling back, and of course it's due to the fact of what BTC is doing again. You know, in my personal humble opinion, big manipulation is occurring and big sideways price action for BTC, which of course, you know, is designed for people to being shaken out of the market. But anyways, who really cares about that? Because, you know, in my personal humble opinion, sooner or later we are going to see a huge pump for crypto in general. Now let's come back to Kaspa itself actually. So this is how things are going on, you know, from the standpoint of a Kaspa and 2-hourly time frame. And now let's have a look at 4-hourly. So on the 4-hourly time frame, one thing that is standing out at the moment is the stochastic RSI, which is, you know, pretty much at the bottom, right? Well, almost. So let's say that we can set a floor of stochastic RSI at that level of, let's say, minus 1.8, and now we are sitting at 20 something. So technically we could see a little bit of pullback on 4-hourly time frame. Nevertheless, we have much more fuel to go on the 4-hourly time frame if it comes to stochastic RSI. Now let's have a look at daily time frame for Kaspa. So guys, things are actually, you know, looking good for Kaspa. So first things first, we do have that cap and handle formation, which is obviously a bullish pattern. And now actually let me zoom it out on the stochastic RSI on a daily time frame. Let me go back in here, and now we have experienced that bullish cross over here on stochastic RSI on a daily, and looks like Kaspa is ready for that, you know, next pump. However, one thing to remember is that obviously what Bitcoin is doing, right? Bitcoin is pulling back, you know, now we are sitting at what, 66k for BTC. And obviously in this condition, Kaspa doesn't necessarily gonna, you know, see, you know, the major push towards the upside. Nevertheless, this is what's brewing for Kaspa, and I do believe that this breakout is going to happen, you know, let's say in coming days. From the standpoint of daily time frame, we obviously do have some, you know, fuel towards the upside. So potentially we could retest that resistance at 18 cents, which is also all-time high for Kaspa. And from here, that will be a push of roughly 12% for Kaspa, which is not that huge. Obviously we are anticipating much bigger move for Kaspa, and that is obviously area of, let's say, 30 to 40 cents for Kaspa. But, you know, referring to that target, let's actually have a look of what is going on the weekly time frame, right? So we do have the target, possible target of, you know, let's say 30-40 cents for Kaspa. So the first thing, this is the target from that cap and handle pattern for Kaspa, roughly 38 cents. And now if I'm going to throw a rainbow ribbon over here, that is also going to coincide, well, actually perfectly with that upper level of orange band for the rainbow, which actually has been visited in previous pumps. So guys, this is definitely not out of the question. I'm not saying that this is going to happen for sure, definitely, but this is obviously something that chart is actually showing. Also, if we are going to look at the stochastic RSI on a weekly time frame, the orange line is significantly further away from that, you know, blue line, which is escaping. And now we could technically see, you know, the ceiling comparing to here, that could be around another 13-14% if it comes to stochastic RSI's pump. All right, so again, we do have a little bit of more fuel to go on stochastic RSI, and I do believe that we are going to see that, you know, level of, let's say, 40 cents for Kaspa before we are going to see, you know, another pullback. Of course, I could be wrong, but this is what is basically in my eyes. And now let's actually have a look at overall crypto market. So as of today, as of the time of recording this video on a daily time frame, the only winner is Ton Network. Then we've got Not up 10.9%, Uniswap up 8%, and Akash Network up 8.7%. So on an hourly time frame, guys, things are looking a little bit better, but obviously still nothing in comparison to what is going to come, in my personal humble opinion. Obviously, we do have to wait for that major push towards the upside for BTC to actually have some old season. And now, guys, if it comes to ETFs, as of 13th of June, we are sitting at 226 million of negative outflows for BTC, which is obviously nothing to be happy about, but I believe that this is not going to last forever. You know, it's kind of normal, especially after, you know, so many positive days, in my opinion. But now let's check this chart, and shout out to El Crypto Prof, and this is a monthly chart for altcoin market cap. He's saying that in times like these, you should never forget the macro view. Altcoins copy 2016 and 2017. It just takes longer, so the corrections take longer too. Life-changing money is on the table, and this is exactly what I'm thinking, guys. Obviously, these charts, you know, that we are looking at, you know, on a daily or let's say everyday, you know, type of updates for Kaspa and other projects, you know, like meme coins on my channel, obviously that, you know, doesn't really feel great, right? However, if we are going to look at, you know, these macro charts that, you know, is here, for instance, that is basically showing different picture, and that is basically just like El Crypto Prof is saying, life-changing money is on the table. So let's have a look. Once we have experienced that first pump that gave us, you know, hopes, and we felt so great about crypto in general, then we saw a pullback, right, and a retest of that level as a support, and after that sideways price action, we saw a huge parabola for altcoins. Now looking at this current cycle, we have this first pump, then we had the pullback, and then retest as a support of the previous levels that led us back to the previous, you know, all-time highs for alts. Nevertheless, that sideways price action is exactly the same pattern that is brewing, you know, right now in this cycle. And now shout out to the Scalping Pro. He's saying that Bitcoin forming a possible cap and handle pattern. So if we are going to look at that, obviously that cap and handle is visible in quite a few charts now. You know, we can clearly see that we do have some upside potential for BTC. And also, if it comes to the potential peaks for this cycle, we are sitting at roughly 220,000 USD for this cycle for BTC, according to the Scalping Pro. So if you guys are going to ask me, this is pretty much a reasonable target. However, I would like to point out that we shouldn't really wait for this magical number, because that possibly might never gonna happen, right? What if BTC is going to see 218,000 USD, right? You have to make sure that you guys take profits along the way. And now, guys, very similar chart, right? But let's focus on RSI. So if we are going to look at standpoint of RSI, we are currently sitting at 77 for, you know, a BTC, right? And if we are going compared to that, you know, 70 area, and at roughly the same period of time, you know, in the previous cycle, we can clearly see that this is what happened, right? We had the sideways price action, the fake out, etc. And after that, we saw a huge parabola for BTC, and we have reached level of 96. So just like in the previous cycle, 2021, and now we are sitting at exactly the same time, guys. So I do believe that we are going to see that 90 in terms of RSI, and let's say, who knows, you know, coming days, coming weeks, coming months, but that is yet to happen, in my personal humble opinion. And now shout out to Trader Taringrade, and this is a 3 daily chart for BTC. He's saying that Bitcoin inverse head and shoulders is in progress. Don't miss out if there is another lower leg at right shoulder. Breakout of this pattern kicks off another bull run. So guys, we also do have that, you know, head and shoulders, inverse head and shoulder pattern on a 3 daily chart. So everything is actually pointing out to the fact that Bitcoin is going to see the major move in foreseeable future. And now this is 8 hourly time frame for BTC. Trader Taringrade is saying that Bitcoin is playing around this ascending channel with 2 deviations. Follow the trend until it breaks. Next short-term target, the top of the channel at 72,000 USD. So guys, this channel is kind of annoying, right? Because we've got these deviations, obviously, and that basically plays on people's emotions. Nevertheless, if we are going to look at the standpoint of that ascending channel, we can still trade inside of that for a while, right? This is 8 hourly time frame. So, of course, the patience is going to be rewarded, in my opinion. And now this is a monthly chart for BTC. And shout out to Titan of Crypto. Bull run is still intact. We are in a boring consolidation phase. The goal is to drive you crazy, to trigger your impatience and to make you do mistakes. Don't get trapped in short-term price action. The best is yet to come. So guys, if we are going to look at the standpoint of these run ups, we can clearly see that we still have some fuel to go. An actual bull run is going to start, in foreseeable future. Every single time we have left that zone on the previous all-time highs for BTC and entered that, green bubble on these Ichimoku analysis, we can clearly see that we still have some fuel to go for BTC, and potential targets for BTC in this cycle, according to the Scalping Pro, are, let's say, at around 230, 220,000 USD. And now altcoins, according to El Crypto Prof. Did you know that altcoins have been in a falling wedge for over 3 years now? Guys, the falling wedge pattern is a bullish pattern, and that obviously is taking a long amount of time. Nevertheless, I believe that patience is going to be rewarded handsomely in this market. And now shout out to Mr. Crypto. He's saying that this is the most bullish Bitcoin consolidation he ever seen, and nobody is realizing this yet. So yes guys, only because we are going up and then down and then up and down doesn't necessarily mean that this is bearish, right? Consolidations like that are healthy before the next major move towards the upside. And now guys, this is something very important, I believe, so you better pay attention now. So first things first guys, you technically should be here in accumulation phase, then obviously in here, then we have experienced some shakeout, but again patience, right? Then the momentum building, and then the first sentiment extreme, right? Which means that something that we have experienced, from let's say October, November last year until March, right? And people were so excited about crypto, right? And then we saw a dump on crypto. This is the bear trap, and obviously that bear trap is going to, last for a while. But if you feel like you're giving up on crypto and you feel like you want to sell with loss, hopefully not a financial advice, but looking at the chart, I believe that's pretty much self-explanatory. But anyways, if you are feeling like you've given up on crypto, that probably means that sooner or later we are going to go into that, a renewed optimism area, FOMO, and not mentioning about euphoria, where everybody is going to be buying, things like Kaspa, bread, and other meme coins, people that never paid attention, they never watch YouTube videos and stuff like that. And of course, I'm not saying YouTube videos on my channel, just in general. Ladies and gents, thank you very much for watching this quick Kaspa, altcoins, and Bitcoin update. I hope that you have guys enjoyed it, and I wish you have a great day. Peace and love, crypto.